Hey guys, it's Ellen, and today I want to do the Epic Reads book tag. This tag was created by the girls over at Epic Reads, and I was tagged by SaraiTalksBooks, so thank you very much for tagging me. The links to those videos will both be in the description box below. The first question in this tag is if you could invite one author and one of their fictional characters to tea, who would you invite and what would you serve them? For this one, I chose B.E. Schwab and Victor from Vicious. Victor is sort of a deplorable character, but he's very, very interesting. So I would definitely be interested in seeing what he's like in a conversation. And then Victoria Schwab seems just like the coolest person ever, so I would love to chat with her. As for what I'd serve them, I'd probably serve them like artichoke spinach dip because that's delicious and I want to impress them. So I'm going to give them some delicious foods. The next question is, what book do you wish the author would write a prequel for? For this one, I chose The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I absolutely love this book so much. The world was so fun. And in the book, they talk about how this sort of battle, I guess, that happens in the book has happened in the past. And so I would be very curious to see what it looked like in the past, because in this battle, it sort of yielded really cool results. So I want to see what it was like in the past. I think that'd be really interesting. The next question is, what two characters not from the same book do you think would make a good couple? And I thought about this one for a long time. I think that there are a lot of different ones that would work out. But I chose Offred from The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood and Jonas from The Giver. And the reason why I chose these two characters is because these two books are sort of classic dystopian novels, and these are the main characters in them. And I think that they are very strong, brave characters. And I think that if they work together, they could really save the world. It's very lofty, but I think they're both strong enough characters, and that if they were working together, they could really solve the issues that are in these books. And so I think that they would make a good couple. Maybe not for romantic reasons, but more for like strategic reasons. I think that if they got together, they would make a difference. The fourth question is, if you ran into your favorite author on the subway and you could only say one sentence to them, who would it be and what would you say? I had a hard time with this because I don't have an official favorite author. I have a bunch of different authors that I love and I think their writing is great. But for this one, I chose Barbara Kingsolver because I think that her books are really, bring up a lot of really interesting topics about the world. A lot of them is like environmentalism, which is really cool. And so what I would say to her is, thank you for bringing up these topics and having them be exposed in a very interesting way, and in a way that's fun to read about. So yeah, that's what I would say to her. The fifth question is, what book made you a reader and why? For this, I kind of chose two different books because there are two different sort of time periods in my life where I got interested in reading. The first one I chose, The Red Tent by Anita Diamant. I read it when I was too young to read it, if we're being honest. It definitely opened my eyes to like kind of what adult fiction could be, what like great literature could be, how interesting like a historical fiction story can be. To this day, this is one of my absolute favorite books, and I just love it, and I'm thankful to it for making me a reader and making me see what fiction could be. And then more recently, I read Divergent and the whole Divergent series, and that really got me back into reading for fun instead of reading for school, I guess. And it got me into dystopian, and it got me, more importantly, it got me into YA, which I am loving at the moment. So I am really happy about this book. And it's still one of my favorite series. I think it was so well done. Yeah, I love the characters and I love the story. Another book that I'm very thankful to for bring me back into the world of reading. Question number 6 says, Incendio, your bookshelf just caught fire. Show us the book that you would save. This one's kind of hard because I don't have any books that are like very expensive or very extremely sentimental. So I chose The Girl with the Pearl Earring because this is the copy that I read when I read it for the first time, and I love this book so much. I've gone back to it a couple times, and it means a lot to me, and so I'd want to save this copy of this book because I love it. And then along with that, I know it's not really a book, but these are little ornaments that my mom made for me this last Christmas, and she asked me what my favorite books were, and she drew, they're like little fake little wooden books, and she drew on them like the actual what the book looks like on here. I just talked about how The Red Tent is one of my favorite books, and yeah, she made this one here. And then Girl with the Pearl Earring, like another one I just talked about. So I think these are just literally like the sweetest, most thoughtful gift I've probably ever been given. And so I know they're not real books, but I would choose these ones and then also my copy of Girl with the Pearl Earring, and I think that I'd be set and I could remake my entire book collection and everything would be fine if I had all these things. The 7th question is, what dystopian world would you want to live in? And I think the point of this question is that you don't want to live in a dystopian world. That's why it's called dystopian. It's not good. The world that I chose is actually not the worst of all the worlds that I've read in dystopian books. I chose Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Love this book so, so much. And the reason why I chose it is because, as most people know, this is a book about a video game called Oasis. And the people in this dystopian future log onto this game and sort of escape from the world. And it's a really cool, like, interactive, multiplayer interface. And it sounds so cool. So I would not mind, I mean, I wouldn't love it, but I wouldn't mind living in this world if I could hang out in the Oasis all the time. Because that would be so cool. Yeah, I don't think I'd mind that. Question 8 is, what is your most epic read of all time? For this, I chose Mistborn: The Final Empire. I've only read the first one so far, and I'm planning on reading the second one really, really soon. I just ordered it. But I would say this is extremely epic. I actually wouldn't say this is my favorite fantasy series. I think Throne of Glass I like more. But this one is definitely, if we're going with the most epic, it would have to be this one because it just really is the most epic. And I'm assuming it's going to get more epic because there's 2 more books to go and I'm looking forward to it. Number 9 is tag some friends to do this tag. And so I tag SaraiTalksBooks, NeselleFNardo, and The Book Hoarder. So if you guys haven't done this tag already, please do it. Anybody else who sees this video or wants to do this tag, please do, and leave a link below so I can check it out. I would love to see it if you've done this tag. Number 10 is do a book shimmy. Oh, I can't dance. Holla at your book. That was embarrassing. Okay.